Hello and welcome to March online workshop where we're going to be working with the banner collection Floral Wishes from Sue Wilson and Creative Expressions. A set of 9 dies which are very versatile. You will find that there's some ideas within your die pack, and I have taken one, a similar sort of thing to this one, but with my own twist. But there's lots of different ideas there that you might like to choose, but this is the card that we're actually going to be using. So you have got in your pack some a 10 by 7 blank card. You've got some green card, some fuchsia, which is this pink colour here. You've got some embossed white card, and you've got an embellishment pack with various different bits and pieces in there, including these 4-inch scallop layer dies from John Next Door, some of the Michaelmas daisy dies, and some of the Dainty butterflies, which are these little precious ones here. So all of a different collection that you might like to use. And so let's start to make our collection, our card. So to start off with, we're going to take our green card, one sheet of green card, and we're going to cut it at 9 3/4 by 6 3/4. And that's going to be our first card. Then we're going to take our fuchsia card, one sheet of fuchsia card, and we're going to cut that to 9 5/8 by 6 5/8. And yes, it is very unusual for me to work with inches, but I'd actually found that was a slightly better way to do this time. And then finally, we're going to take our embossed piece of card, white card, and we're going to cut that to 9 1/2 inches by 6 1/2 inches. So that is all of our cutting out in that respect. And I'm simply going to layer these up and pop them all together onto my card front. So let's do that. So it's going to be my white one, on my embossed white one, I should have said. Oops. That's not bringing out as much glue as I wish, so let's sort that out. We'll either have too much or not enough, that's almost definite. That's better. So that's our white piece, and that's going to go onto our fuchsia piece with clearly just a fraction of a little edge all the way around. So just a very small amount, just a suggestion of the pink all the way around. And then that pink piece is going to go straight down onto my green rectangle. It is a very big card, but I do feel that it warrants it because it's quite a statement piece there. So it will only have a very thin border. And that is going to go directly onto our 10 by 7 card blank. And that's going to go straight down. It's not going to have any foam on or anything. And again, that will give you a slim border all the way around. And we're going to pop that to one side. So within your pack, you will have, if I can open it, an embellishment pack, which includes 2 of your scalloped circles. And then if I pop these onto here, you might see them a bit better. We've got a variety. So we have got some of the daisies, some of the Michaelmas daisies in white. We've got some of the centres. Now you've got a selection of the centres in two slightly different colours, and it's entirely up to you whether you use just one colour or not, but I felt that it actually enhanced the whole thing if you did a little bit of slightly different colours. Get those last little bits out. And then you have also got a selection of the Dainty butterflies. There are actually a couple more, I think, in the size in the die set, but I didn't think we needed quite all of them. So let's pop them all to the pieces. What I liked about the daisies was that there's got a lot of detail in it, but they've also got these two, which are just sort of like half a butterfly that then can sit on the side, which I think looked quite nice really for something a bit different. So pop them to the one side as well for the moment. And then we're going to bring in our die set. So if we look at this, we can see that there's lots of different choices, but the main die is this one here, which cuts out everything, including this banner. And then in order to put the different sentiments on, you choose whichever you want to go in there. So you've got best wishes, you are the best, and thinking of you. So I'm going to go for thinking of you with this one. So I'm just going to choose those, but I have got another selection there if I wish. So from your other card that you have, we need you now to cut out, using this main big die, this one here, we need you to cut out 2 from the green, 1 from the fuchsia pink, and 1 from the white. So 4 pieces altogether. I'm then going to trim all of these pieces. And by trimming, I mean I'm going to take my very sharp scissors and I'm just going to be trimming along this edge. And I'm going to do it in such a way as if I'm trying to cut a straight line along the banner. And the reason why I'm going to do it like that is because then I could actually use the banner another time for this. Now, I definitely am going to use the pink one, but I'm not going to use the green ones. Again, you could use it if you wish, I suppose. So you then end up with these individual pieces, all of which we are going to save and going to pop them to one side. So that's my pink pieces. And then I'm going to do the same with the green. But with the green, I'm only actually, for my one, I only want to cut out this flower and that flower. So I will, just for quickness, just snip out those 2 pieces. But again, you may wish to cut them all out and then decide which ones you might want to go to town with the green or more so with the pink. But you have got plenty of card with which to do all of that. So that's my green pieces. And then I'm going to come back to my white and I'm going to trim off all of the pieces because I do want to save this banner. So I'm not really worried about the flowers here. It's for the banner that I want to use. So I'm just trimming all of those pieces off so that we're just left with that beautiful banner with nice lot of stitching and bits and pieces on it, which I think looks good. So I'm not really going to be using the white ones, but they would be ideal for another card or another time. So I'll pop them to one side. And then on this pink one here, this is the other banner. I just want to trim this down. So I want to trim off the edges, and you might be able to see that it's got sort of like a stitched line there. So I'm going to cut along that stitched line. Trim off that piece there, and then the stitch line again underneath. So we've got that stitch line left. Okay. Then I'm going to take my sentiment, and as I said, for this one I'm doing Thinking of You, and I'm going to place that onto the middle of my white sentiment flag, banner flag, and as you can see, hopefully, that actually fits so that it's just inside that stitch line. So that's sort of placing it in the middle, and that's where we're going to just simply tape that down, and I'm just going to run that through my machine. Pop this to one side, and we can start to bring these pieces up. And when we take this off, to one side, you can see you've now got the word Thinking of You, and if we then pop our pink piece behind it, it will now then say Thinking of You like that. So obviously you could change your colour behind, but if you just, and you wouldn't need to cut out the whole of the flowers, you could just cut out enough to just cover that amount of a scrap piece really that would cover the banner. But always, if you just cut this coloured piece along the stitched line, you then know that that's going to fit there nicely behind it. Won't be able to be seen by the edge, but it will be able to be seen otherwise. So I'm just going to put some glue. Sorry, leaning over. Now you could spray the glue, because that would work quite well. But otherwise, you do need to make sure that you put the glue along the middle bits here. So some of these ones work like with the letter O, and that is covered as well. And then just simply place that onto there. I'm going to trim a little bit extra off of that. Yeah, it still shows a little bit, so I'm just going to trim a small piece off the back so that that doesn't show. And obviously some of the glue's seeped through, but that will dry off clear, and you've got your sentiment then ready to go. So now let's take one of our circles and start to actually put some flowers together. So I'm going to start off with one of my green pieces, and then I should pop one of my pink pieces in the centre. Something like that. So we can put them into place. Now, when I first saw these dies, I did think that they were lovely, but I also thought that they were just a little bit flat, which put me off them to start off with. And then I had a suggestion that it should be, what about if we added some of John's flowers? And to me, that was a bit of a game changer. So as you're working on this, hopefully you will see what I mean in terms of just a little bit flat. There is a lot of detail in them, but there's just a little bit flat. But if we then take our flowers here, these, as I said, are the Michaelmas daisies, and I'm just going to just sort of curl them up a little bit. I'm going to take the two largest so that they are the same size. Pop a little bit of glue into the centre. Offset them slightly. And then choose one of my corners, my centres. And as I said, they will vary as to which centre that you have picked up in terms of colours. You have got a selection. You could do them all the same size, or you could do them different colours. So if we then pop that into the centre, and then that into the centre of that one. I think that changes it completely. And then I'm just going to take, for this side, I'm just going to take one of the next size, the smaller sizes, not the very smallest, but just a smaller size, and pop that into the centre so that we can see a bit more of the green behind it. And then I'm going to add little drops to the centre with some little gems or whatever you prefer, which then finish that off quite beautifully. So that's one. Then we'll bring in the other one, and we will do exactly the same. These flowers kind of lend themselves to be going out that way, which is why I've put them like that, but you could change it, obviously. So a little bit of glue onto there. And then pop this one down on the other side. Like that. And then, whoops, a daisy, sorry, moving everything about. And then we're going to pick up, now you've got a variety here, but I'm going to go for some of the flowers here. So we're going to pick up some of the flowers extra to pop into there. And because you have got some other little embellishments, you might want to put some of them on. So I'm going to put that one, tuck that one up a bit higher, and then I can fill in down the bottom here with some of the smaller pieces. So I've got some of these pieces. Now they may well need to be trimmed a little bit, so let's just do that. And we can bring in the embellishments just a little bit extra, just to fill. And obviously you have got green as well, so you can, oh, it's alive. Stay when you're told. Doesn't want to stay. Okay. Let's bring in this one at a random sort of funny angle. And again, we're going to make up some flowers with that. So I'm going to take some of the slightly bigger ones again and do those in exactly the same way. So just curl up some of the petals and pop a bit of glue into the centre. Offset it slightly and choose one of your centerpieces, perhaps a different colour, a different shade, I should say. So we've chosen fuchsia and mauve, I think the other colour was. So again, popping them into there. Next size down. Same again. Obviously you can mould your flowers into any shape that you wish to use or any style that you wish to use. I'm going to go for one of the darker ones there. And then pop that into the centre. Oops. And then again, just one of the smaller ones on its own for this white on green without any of the centre. But again, that is entirely up to you. Then going to pop some glue into the centre so that that is an extra adherence for my centres. Oops. And then just pop my centres into place. Again, you don't have to use the centres, but I think that that just adds to it rather nicely. So that is my second one done there. Oops. So there we go. Now our other bits and pieces are all relevant, but they are as we wish to have them as we put our card together. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. And we're going to put our card together now so that we can see how this is all going to go. So our two flowers are going to go here and here. And then we're going to have our sentiment that goes here. And then we're just going to embellish the rest as it goes. I am going to put some foam behind these two circles so that they sit up a little bit proud. Just popping that into there. And then the same with this one, a little bit of foam. In all honesty, in hindsight, I should have put that on before first, but hindsight is a wonderful thing. Now we're going to put some foam onto this, but we're going to put it on in a slightly different way, in as much as it needs a bit of extra levels on it. So I'm just going to get this one settled. So extra little dab of glue onto here. And I'm going to put that one down here. And this one more on the top left-hand corner. But again, it's up to you. You could even turn this whole card and have it round as an opening so that the card was that way round, which is absolutely fine, of course. So my sentiment is going to go through the middle here. I don't know about you, but I think that once you put that sentiment on, that just absolutely makes it. Now, if you recall, we have put one layer of foam on these two to bring it up. But in order for this to sit proud, we're going to have two layers of foam on it. And again, if you look at it, we really need to put them towards this end and that end, not necessarily in the middle, because otherwise it's going to clash with that. So I'm just going to take some little bits of foam and pop that there and there, remove the covers, and then add an extra bit on top so that it will sit higher than my two circles. So that's two layers and more on the outer edge. And that's going to go on the banner like that. And then we have got our butterflies. So our butterflies and maybe extra flowers we can put wherever we like. I just put a piece of glue onto the body of my butterfly like this. And then maybe this one down here. And then I do really like these half butterflies, and I'm just going to add them onto my banner. So they are not going to be, they're going to be put down flat because they've got them two wings and they're opposites. So we can put them down nicely either side of my little banner. Could put some more jewels there, and also you could use either some of these centres, or you have got in your die set some of the other little embellishments. So you've got lots of flowers and extra leaves and bits and pieces that you could mount these up even more, or you could just put these around the edge, or you could just add a few of the jewels and bits and pieces around. So there we go. There is our card, our project for March. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. Lots of different ideas that you could come up with, and again would always look so very, very different if you had them in a different colour. So thank you so much for joining me. Look forward to seeing you again at the next one in April, and take care till then. Thank you. Bye.